Here are 5 things that I would have noticed about you if you was high masking before your autism diagnosis if I was your friend. Hi, I'm Jade. I'm a private psychotherapist. I'm also diagnosed autistic and I run a place called Planet Pure, a place where I help autistic people begin to understand themselves, their whys, rather than blame themselves. Number 1. You was the observer, you was the listener, you was probably the therapist friend, because you were the reflector, you was the mirror. You often seem more comfortable understanding others and people's inner world than taking up space in your own. For example, you probably knew everybody else's problems, but very few people probably knew what was going on for you. Number 2. You needed hours, or more probably likely days, to recover after socialising. It wasn't necessarily because you didn't enjoy spending time with these people, you loved them, but it's because of how much energy it took to manually perform, to mask and to keep up with all the invisible social rules. So for example, whilst everyone else seemed present and simply having a good time, you were subconsciously and consciously probably monitoring facial expressions, tone of voice, body language, conversation topics, and whether you felt like you was getting it right. Number 3. You probably never felt like the important friend. It's hard to feel deeply known when the version of you that is connecting with people is a version that's working really hard to fit in. For example, you might have been surrounded by people but still maybe wondered if they actually knew you because you felt like you were so highly masking. Number 4. You was the rule follower and rarely felt comfortable doing something just because everybody else was doing it. You often needed to know whether the rule existed for a good reason before deciding whether it made sense to break it. So when those friends was maybe smoking behind school, because that's what everybody did, you probably already decided the risks, the consequences. Number 5, you were the sensitive and morally conflicted friend. You didn't just think about what you wanted, you often carried the weight of how your choices might affect everybody else. For example, you might spend hours thinking about a decision that you made because you wanted to make sure that it didn't affect anybody else, or leave people feeling hurt or excluded or treated unfairly. How many did you get?